Welcome back to the Gamecocks Football Captain's Log, where we as Gamecock fans break down Gamecocks football. And by we, I mean I am joined by Captain Petey Anabinit of Morris Island Charters. Petey, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Good. Glad to hear it. All right. Week off last week. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
This Saturday, Florida, Saturday, 3:30 at Willie B and on the SEC network. How are you feeling about this one overall? Florida's 4-2 overall and 2-1 in the SEC, including that big win over Tennessee.
So I can just looking at our stats versus Florida stats, doesn't seem to line up too great. As far as the SEC goes, we're both middle of the road as far as offense. And then we are next to last, I think, in front of Vanderbilt as far as defense goes. And Florida's probably middle of the road, I think, as well, as far as defense goes. Vanderbilt has played one more game than us, so they've got that going for them.
Commodores, way to go. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Florida's got that running back to replace ETN, Montrell Johnson. He seems to be a really hard runner, and I think that's going to be a problem for our defense since we're not really good at standing people up and taking, bringing the power to anybody. We seem to be pretty easily run over. Whether any of that's changed in the 2 weeks since we played a game, time will tell. I just don't think we can change our physical ability in 2 weeks.
It would seem to be kind of tough to do that. I agree. Yeah. And I do agree with you about, I think this is definitely a beatable Florida team, but unfortunately it feels like their strength lines up with our weakness with that running game because, they just run the ball hard. And we don't stop the run. So that's a big problem, I think.
Yeah. If we had any kind of confidence in being able to stop the run or run the ball ourselves, I think this game, the key factor is that it's a home game. Otherwise, if we were playing in Florida, we get blown out. But because we're at home, we have a chance to, I think, make this like a 50-50 game. Either one, us or Florida can win this game. And I just can't see our defense being able to stop them running the ball. I don't think Mertz is a very good quarterback, but as far as passing the ball, they're okay, not real good. Can we stop them enough and keep our offense on the field and just run up the points? So if we get into a shootout, I think that's how we win this game is with a shootout. So it depends on what Rattler, how he plays.
Yeah, I think if this is a low-scoring game, I think you're right. I think Florida's probably won it. I think if they have to score 35 points to beat us, I don't know that they can do that. You mentioned Mertz. He comes over from Wisconsin. To me, that's the weak link on offense. His numbers are decent. Almost 1,500 yards passing, 80% completion percentage, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Definitely a game manager type guy. They don't seem to trust him going down the field, which is how you end up with that completion percentage. So, if you were scheming against Florida, and obviously we have our physical limitations, particularly on the line, do you just sell out on the run and just make Mertz beat you?
You kind of have to, take away their strength and make them work with their second best option, which is Mertz. And if we can actually do that is the question. Can we take it where they're
execute
their number one offensive, power, and bring him into an environment that's loud, make him have to listen to that crowd noise, make decisions. And if we can force him to try and make plays down the field, then that's how we, get them off the field on third down. But we got to be able to stop the run first and foremost. Whether or not we have the manpower to do it, I'm skeptical. But this is you got to. I mean, if you put 9, 10 guys in the box, I don't care. It might be the only option.
Yeah, if he beats us with like 350 yards passing, then it is what it is. Like, it was just meant to be. But I think, yeah, you just got to load up and see what you could do against the run. Otherwise, and this could be a long, terrible day.
Yeah, almost the game plan probably should be how we played Mississippi State: is try and stop the run, put our safeties down low, let Mertz try and throw the ball deep. I don't know that he can do it that accurately, but if him trying to put the ball deep and be accurate if that's what it comes down to, I'm willing to take that risk.
Yeah, you definitely feel better about that than you do with Will Rogers doing it. I mean, he had almost 500 yards, much better quarterback than Graham Mertz. So I think you're right. I think if we go with that, we have a chance. But like you said, it still feels like a toss up. The line kind of reflects that as of this recording. It is South Carolina -2, favored by 2. So we'll do the entertainment purposes right now. If you had to bet for fun, entertainment purposes, Carolina -2, what are you taking?
So Carolina -2. So basically, if we get a field goal, we cover. If we beat him by 3. And I could see that happening. So just for entertainment purposes only,
Yes.
I think we win by 3. So I'm on Carolina.
I think I feel pretty good. Like, this is the year, this is the game we have to win for me to feel comfortable and optimistic moving forward with Beamer, to show that we're making some progress. Because like, overall, we have a tough schedule. Who knows if the record's going to be better than last year's, but to see actual improvement, this is one of the games where you have to step on an SEC opponent's neck, kind of.
Yeah.
And prove like, okay, we're not the same old Gamecocks that you've always seen who's going to drop a disappointing game against a team that overall talent-wise we're probably better than, and we get them at home.
Yeah.
You have to win this. So I think we will win it. It's homecoming, but I don't think we're going to make it easy or fun or stress-free.
Yeah, it won't be an enjoyable game.
No.
Very unlikely. I kind of feel like Florida is kind of how we were like Muschamp's first or second year. The record is probably better than it should be, and I just don't think they're a very good team. Not that I think we're very good either. It's just going to be, we're at home and we've got a really dynamic quarterback that can make plays. And if we could ever just get a defense together, that'd be awesome. But
it'd be fantastic. So we talked about, okay, we're at this point in Beamer's tenure. Florida's got Billy Napier, who we were rumored to be in on as well. We went with Beamer. How do you feel Beamer versus Napier? Are you happy with that choice?
I do like Beamer better than Napier. I've seen what Napier's done at Florida, and I feel like if he was living up to the hype that was around him while he was at Louisiana, that they should be a lot better. I just see, from what I've seen in Florida, I feel like they make a lot of mental mistakes. Not that we don't as well, but we're just a little bit more dynamic, I think, as far as at least offense goes, and we're not as conservative as Napier seems to be.
Yeah, it feels like maybe he's a little Muschamp 2.0.
Yeah, maybe that just might be because Beamer trusts our players more than Napier does, which I would fully understand why Napier wouldn't trust Mertz. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of confidence in him throwing the ball.
No, and I think you're right. I think rightfully so. So I have a theory about the Florida mental mistakes. So Napier is a guy who cares very much about all the little details. And I think that's actually overwhelming to guys when you got to worry about, okay, how many knots did I put in my shoestrings today? And then you forget, oh, we can't have 15 guys on the field at one time. I think he just is too much for
He's
every
overloading
little
them.
detail.
Yeah, they're overloaded, like mentally overloaded, and there's too many things. They're concerned about everything instead of what's in front of them on that play. So especially in college, you really need to make it simple for guys. And that I feel like Napier probably would do better in like in the NFL, where these got guys that can really focus on that and be fantastic with all the little detail stuff there. It's just not going to happen on the college level.
To that point, I mean, it's early, but Anthony Richardson looks like a completely different quarterback for the Colts than he did at Florida.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just didn't think when they drafted him so high, I was like, they've lost their minds. But I'm guessing they simplified the game for him at that level, and he doesn't have to worry about all this, a bunch of little other bullshit. He can just go play football. They play to his strengths. He looks like a new person altogether. So, yeah, I'm happy with Beamer over Napier too, because, I mean, we have an offense. We'll go for it. Sometimes we shouldn't.
Yeah, it's not always the best idea to go for it, but, at least we're not Miami.
Yeah, we know when to kneel the ball, okay? We've got that down.
Yeah.
Now, we don't always get the opportunity to kneel the ball, particularly to close out a win.
Yeah.
But when we do, I tell you what, the knee goes right to the ground. It's perfect technique. You couldn't draw it up any better.
True.
So we're good at that. Well, I think we covered everything we need to cover for this preview. I will be at the game, so if you see me, please come up and hand me cash. We are trying to heal Petey's back up so that he can come to a game as well. And some of the cash will go to that. Other parts of the cash will go to my drinking.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to be there this week. It's really disappointing.
Yeah, we hate that for him, but we're going to get him like bionic legs and everything. It's going to be awesome. So just come up straight cash. That's all I want. But there we go. That will do it for this week's Gamecocks football captain's log. We will see you next week.
Bye-bye.